The cattle market was up today. It's higher bids were in the feedlot country, and so the market was kind of moving higher. The futures are hovering right at the low end of the consolidation channel right now. 116 and a half is kind of like the low of the channel, but we're about in the 117 area. There was an uptick in the late October demand, and that supported the market rising a little bit. And we're waiting for more cash trade tomorrow and Friday. That will dictate if we can continue to move forward, and that will kind of confirm what we're trading today. Now, feeders were up even more, and they were a lot more strong, and it seems like the uncertainty has given rise to a lot more volatility in these markets. Now, while the live cattle has really been locked in a channel, the feeder cattle markets they've kind of like fell off the cliff for a couple of weeks there, and now we're trying to bounce back. But what it's done is given rise to serious volatility every day, and it's going far beyond where the live cattle is. And so often for a long time we were looking at both markets trading in lockstep, but they're not really trading that way anymore. I know that some of the carcass weights right now have eased somewhat, but enough to add more positive outlook to the markets, and that's why it rallied a little bit further. But it's sending futures higher, and these beef numbers are up 3% from last year, and that's creating more of a volatility in the market. So the positive part about that is that we're still staying higher, and we're staying right at these prices. We have to have a little bit more demand or more fundamental news to kind of give it a little bit more direction. But for now, we're kind of staying right there. The big story in the livestock market is really the hogs, and the hogs were down today, and it seems like we're suffering a little bit of fatigue about this swine fever. That being said, this is still a serious disease out there, and let's get right at the truth here, that the pork tariffs are so heavy that it's halted any idea for trade with China. But the U.S. is looking at it that somewhere along the line that we're going to have a big uptick in our exports, and certainly to China. And the idea is that we're going to get there somewhere down the line, but certainly not right now. One thing to remember: the contagiousness of this disease is, forcing a lot of farmers to cull their herds and trying to find a way to figure out how to manage this. Think about this: that Spain. It took 3 decades, the last time that Spain was suffering from this same swine fever, 3 decades to finally knock it out and get rid of it. So that's so right now we're waiting somewhere along the line that something's got to give. Either we're gonna find some resolution to these tariff wars, or they're going to lock it up, and we're not going to be able to get through the huge pork supplies that we have here in the U.S. So something's going to happen sooner or later.